2025. And we discuss the main political events of the day, and we do some analytics and opinions. So watch my show and like it, subscribe my channel, and ask your questions and share your opinion and chat. So let's go. Today I'm a little bit later than usually, but I hope you're gonna watch my show. So today is a really quiet day politically. Not much stuff happening in the United States. After these summits, you know, it was summit in Alaska, after it was big summit in White House, where President Trump hosted European leaders and President Zelensky of Ukraine. And now I think everyone on like day off, because everyone is tired, and still something happening. So let's see what mainstream media write and what we're talking about today. The mainstream, the trend news is about what's happening in Texas. Texas State House passes new election map, so they finished this procedure with redistricting before next election, and it's, you know, unusual action. Usually it happens when census happen, so it's supposed to be like 2000, 2010, every 10 years. It's tradition, it's not the law, but this election cycle, Republicans in Texas decided to make redistricting in the middle of the cycle, you know, and it's really interesting, and it shows what upcoming election, and it's going to be on November of next year, 2026, and it's going to be really hot, and it's really going to be interesting political show in our country, because, you know, it's almost a balance in the House. That's why parties start fighting for seats in the House, and it depends. Everything in our country depends of this election, because it's, you know, midterm election, and if President Trump will lose majority in the House, or he is going to keep majority in the House. Hi Salem. So like my video and subscribe my channel. We're talking about politics, and now we're talking about hi animals and birds. Hi, give me your like and subscribe my channel. So we're talking about with redistricting, gerrymandering, how we say, in Texas, and it calls reaction. My name is Toly. I said it in the beginning. So the same process, Democrats start in California. Governor Newsom said what we also here in California. I'm in California, so it's influent on me. And Salim from Los Angeles. I'm in Los Angeles, and it's going to be redistricting here in California, and it was not long ago. Hi SML, give me your like. So so it's going to be, I guess, everywhere in the country. I think a lot of states are going to do this redistricting, because it's a big fight, and I'm going to tell you why. After this redistricting in Texas, Republicans will have, I guess, 5 more seats in the House. And in California, now we're losing 7 seats because of changes of population in California, because the residents are moving out. And it's, I guess, 2 seats we lost, and 5 more we're going to lose because of this redistricting. And it's a real political fight, and it's starting already 1 year before election, and it's really going to be hot. President Obama already supported this thing in California. He says it's good, it's supposed to be so. So we will see how it's gonna be. And same thing, President Trump said, congratulations to Texas. We passed with district map, new district map. So this is where our policy gonna go. And all this happening, you know, you remember this scandal with Jeffrey Epstein case, also continue happening. Today, court decision, what we don't want to show with grand jury materials to public, and it was predictable. A lot of specialists and lawyers we were talking about this, and they say that Trump administration went to this court. They knew what decision will be negative. They just wanted to take attention and switch it to another direction. But I guess we have a lot of materials on this case, but we don't want to show it. But we will see what's gonna happen. Another thing happening here, it's Israel. Israel army began a big offense on Gaza City. You know, there is Gaza like a territory, like a district, and it has Gaza City. So now we are attacking Gaza City, and it looks like we want to occupy this because Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu told about this, what we want to occupy Gaza, and you know, peace negotiations in Israel and Hamas not successful. We don't want to stop it, so it's interesting. Kenneth McKenzie, why you got that Mexican? It's not Mexican, it's Californian. I'm in California and it's hot, that's why. Hello, cowboy. Hello, Charlie. Oh, hi guys. Give me some more likes. You come in here. I know you're my subscribers, so give me at least likes. And let's talk, guys. Ask your question. Not many stuff happening today, and that's why let's share our opinions and see what's going on. So, what else interesting? You know, this hurricane is coming on East Coast. It's time of hurricanes, the season of hurricanes, and it's interesting. Or Kenneth McKenzie, uh, I'm from Texas. We don't shape them like that only Mexican do it. Oh, yeah, I see. No, here in maybe because, you know, California is half Mexico. It's a lot of Mexican people live here, and you know, we're originally from here because the United States came here not too long ago. I think same with Texas, but it's a different culture. No, it's American. It's not Mexican. It's American. You can see. We wear it here because of it's hot here, but it's hot in Texas too, I know, but it's very humid in Texas, and here is very dry. That's why we wear it, because of sun. So what else interesting? Guys, ask me your questions. So we have updates on Hurricane Arian. It's coming to North Carolina, not in Miami, but I think we have to expect something in Miami too. It's gonna be interesting. You know, I'm originally from Miami, and I know with hurricanes. I experienced it like many times, and it always kind of show. It's actually not dangerous, but it's life-changing. People buying water, buying you know, generators, Starlinks, and everything because we getting prepared, and that may be like a week when you have to sit home, be home. So this is like this. So and nothing else happening in the United States. Everyone have a day off, and because it's no topics to discuss for mainstream media, we're discussing different things like about, you know, Smithsonian museums in Washington D.C. Trump decided to change something in these museums because you know, he says a lot of stuff were not supposed to be there, and it's conflict again. He is turning back to, how he say, normality. So it's going to be normality again. Maybe it's right, correct way. And also, first it was started with Los Angeles when they started with immigration raids. Now all this happening in Washington D.C. Plus with museums and stuff like this. It's a big reform. Life is changing everywhere in the country, and 5 more Republican states decided to deploy their National Guard to Washington D.C. So it's big solidarity with President Trump and his constitutional right to use National Guards against this crime. And if local authority can't do anything, so president's supposed to uh, take the power and settle this matter. You should Google what shape texts use. It will look better on you. Maybe I have few of them, Kenneth. I don't mind. It's very light. That's why, because I know Texas hats very heavy, like for me. I like Texas, mostly north part. I don't know why. Always passing there and spending there a few days. I like to drive. I have 2 dogs. That's why I have to drive from Los Angeles to Miami and back, because if to fly on airplane with 2 dogs, it's a whole drama. You don't want to experience. It's easier to drive than to fly. That's why I always pass in Texas, and I always drive up north. That's why I like it. So what else interesting we have here? No, we don't say nothing. Only, propaganda against Trump, like mainstream media always do. They love to do it. And nothing much. Guys, ask your questions. Ask your questions. Yeah, Trump administration anti-war campaign targets Smithsonian museums. Yes, we want to take these things from museums because we're not from museums. Hi, Ace, how you doing? No, Ukrainian deal is not over. I say everyone tired, our politicians, presidents and prime ministers, way tired of these summits. Now we have a day off, so nothing happening, and this is what I'm talking about here. In media, we don't know what to talk about, so we're talking about redistricting in Texas and in California. We're talking about hurricanes, so stuff not so important. But there is few comments on Ukrainian deal. First is Vice President J.D. Vance. He gave big interview to Fox News, I guess, and he told how it was happening, how this summit in White House was happening, and it was really interesting to hear him because he told a lot of small things we did not know. First, my conclusion I did from his story, what President Trump, he had this meeting with European leaders, and he promised to call Putin before this meeting started, and this is very important. And I'm sure it was a certain time when this call was scheduled. It was at 1 of night at Moscow, and Putin was waiting for this call. That means Putin was really interested in this deal, and he was really interested in result. And I think President Trump, he got which acceptable for Putin. That's why he went and called him. Guys, give me some more likes. It's only 1 like here, and you are all here already. So another thing, yesterday President Trump and today J.D. Vance, they started to talk with narrative what we're not sure if peace deal possible or no. And we're not sure if Putin will meet with President Zelensky. And so, we're really not sure because, President Trump, it's his style. He always sure it's everything, all the time, everything perfect, magnificent, how he says. Now he's not sure. It's it's not a just dump, but almost most of president and prime minister are so old, and they choose the country. They not old, you know. These people from Europe, they young, they not old. And they looking for likes. I was talking last time about this, and they can't really make policy of their countries because they're not sure in their own future, and this is big problem. You see, they only talking, they only collecting likes. Like me, I asking you to give me some likes. This is what they do, and they don't do real actions. They don't want to give money to Ukraine. They don't want to give weapons. They don't want to send troops. So they only here to talk and collect likes from their people. This is what they do. And that's why they came here in Washington, D.C., just to take picture with President Trump and show to their people what they support Ukraine and everything, how it's supposed to be. But they don't do real actions, and this is the most problem. Kenneth, I lived in Germany for 3 years. My ex-brother-in-law was Russian, and in military they said the United States was in for a huge surprise and deception. No, yes, I guess so. I guess so. So Russia looks like only power in Europe, and Ukraine too, but Ukraine is smaller and under attack, so Ukrainians trying to survive, and that's why President Trump, he is watching from here, from United States. We are on our continent, and it's how he say, big beautiful ocean between us, so he feels secure. And I mean, President Trump, he doesn't have people to talk in Europe. He can't deal with nobody over there. It's only Putin, it's only person who he can talk with. And Zelensky, of course, he is a hero, and he is very brave, and he is defending his country and his people, but he is defending. You here to advise Trump on the war? I can't advise Trump. Trump doesn't want the war, big war. Ace, we were talking last time about this. What's alternatives? Or the war gonna stop, or the war gonna escalate. Escalation may bring us to World War III, and this is what President Trump doesn't want to do. And it's reasonable, because we had 2 world wars, and they started in Europe, you know, and main actors was again Russia and Germany, and President Trump doesn't want the situation this time go the same scenario it was. And you know, World War I started because of small European country, Serbia, where one high-ranked official of Austrian Empire was assassinated, and the war started. Now they don't want to do this mistake. Yeah, what ground troops from British Columbia will come? I don't think so. Russian troops. You know, Russia is losing a lot of people. They have now this hackers attack on Ukrainian Ministry of Defense, and they found these documents from their computers, and we're talking about like 1,700,000 victims of this war. It means, you mean who died and injured. And it's huge amount for Ukraine. Ukraine population is 40 million people. To lose 1,700,000 young men, it's a disaster, it's national disaster. And that means Putin, Russia, they lost even more, like 2.5 million people, if it's true. So it's huge numbers, you know, it's really huge numbers. There is also other thing what goes under the radar. The countries with too much population, like India and China, especially India, they move to our countries and cause house. This is current world like this. China and India, you're absolutely right, and Pakistan and this all area, and not only them, Japan, and Indonesia, these countries in the Pacific Ocean. This is where main humanity live now, and of course, wars are possible, and United States can't fight against all these countries because we allies now. Russia, China, and India, we all together, and with sanctions and with tariffs, we only which President Trump actually is doing now with 25% on India because they buy Russian oil, and with threats of tariffs on China, they push these countries to be together. Russia and China already linked too hard. China and India, they have really difficult relationship, but now we are moving towards. So what we're gonna do if these three countries gonna fight together against us? And who is our allies? I was talking about this. It's only Israel. Israel, very brave country, but they can't really help. And the European countries, they're not gonna fight. Who? Canada gonna fight with us or Mexico? Who? This is a question. I'm talking about 2030. Yes, yes, yes. So I think good speed. We're a third world country. Third world country is most dangerous. We are most dangerous because we don't think about human lives. You see, I'm just talking about this, about Russia and Ukraine. They lost a lot of people on the battlefield, and they don't care. United States can't let it happen with American soldiers, with American guys. And this is the problem. How we can fight if we're not ready to lose people? Nuclear weapons, but they're gonna hit us back, and it's gonna be millions and millions, victims. So it's, I don't see good scenario. Good scenario is peace. So every step we can discuss, it's only two ways, or escalation or peace. I understand why President Trump is choosing peace, because United States doesn't have enough military power to fight with all these 3 billion people population. Can you imagine how we can do it? It was, when during World War II, world was separated on, split on two similar parts. Half population and half population. Half population was in Western countries like United States, Great Britain, in Europe, and half was in Asia. West was very advanced with good economy and stuff, and East was very low. That's why we could fight, and still, United States used nuclear weapon, nuclear bomb on Japan, because it wasn't another way to win. So it's not that easy. And now situation is completely different. We have here like 350 million population, and maybe plus 100 millions around. So around 450 million population. And we have to fight against 3.5 billion population. It's tough, guys. It's not gonna be easy. United States is superpower. Good speed. Yes, it's a superpower. Yes, I agree. We have strongest army, and we have strongest fleet. We have nuclear weapon, and we have best technologies in the world, and everything like this. But it's now, and we don't know what we have. And if we count population, we already looks like we can't win. Hi, Denon. Guys, give me some more likes. It's only 2 likes here, but I see a lot of people came to me today. So, господи, NATO, what is NATO? NATO is United States and countries who want to be defended by United States. No, technology, we have drones and technology. You know, this is big problem. This is what I see on battlefield in Ukraine with drones. Yeah, it's a future weapon of the future. But how much American drone cost and how much Chinese drone cost? This is really good question because Chinese drone costs like $500 and it's nothing, and American drone costs maybe around 5,000, which is 10 times more. And we don't know how many drones United States can produce, and China can produce millions and millions and millions because China supplier of drones for Ukraine and for Russia. So we both countries, Russia and Ukraine, we buy drones from China, and we supply, and we don't see a problem with it. You know, it's good. It's like Germany. You know, on 1970s, it was big tension between Greece and Turkey. We both NATO countries, and during this tension, Germany, we were selling submarines to Turkey and to Greece. And this is policy, and this is how it works, making money. So China do it now. Wilfredo the liar, Ukraine will be Russia's Afghanistan. No, it's way worse than Afghanistan. You know, Afghanistan, Russia lost around 15,000 people in Afghanistan. 15,000 guys. And in Ukraine, Russia already lost million people or over million people. It's completely different, you know. And Afghanistan, Ukraine will be Russia's Afghanistan, you know. Nobody can win in Afghanistan. United States also tried, and with no result. And Great Britain, you know, in 19th century, we were trying to occupy Afghanistan and get it under their crown, and it wasn't successful too. We are huge military, not Godspeed. No, we're not huge military. No. It's really sad to say, but no. China is huge military. How we can be huge military? How big is our army? Let's say around million people, but China can put, you know, 10 millions, and what we're gonna do? Oh, cannot. It's hidden. Well, we have more than you know. Of course, I'm sure we have more than we know, not me know. I'm sure you cannot also don't know what we have, but it's still not enough. We don't know what they have. This is the most important thing. And you know, science is evolving, and it's new discoveries every day in physics and everywhere. And we don't know actually what's happening in you know, weaponry, what kind of weapons they produce, because it's all you know, secret and top secret technologies, and we're not gonna know until it's used. Nobody knew about nuclear bomb until we drop it on Japan, and we said about this. Before, nobody knew, of course. Nuclear war has 3 legs. Wilfred, what do you mean 3 legs? We have a lot of them. It doesn't matter. Ace. We need to make third world countries better, so people can even go to more countries and population can spread. This is big problem. Who need to make third world countries better? Me? Who can make them? People who live there are supposed to do it. This is first. Another one, how to spread people with different tradition, different religion, how to spread them all over the world. They mixed up, You know, United States is a unique country in the world where a lot of ethnicities and cultures and religions live together peacefully. What we see in Europe now is completely different thing. We can't live peacefully. It's expansion, it's invasion, what's happening over there. And where governments, we can't do anything, we can't resist the problem, so we don't know what's gonna happen. And so it's not easy. That's why wars happening, because of what you're talking is, because of this, you know, disbalance between first world countries and third world countries. And it's always the war in third world countries, like, you know, in Darfur in Africa, it's a whole genocide is happening right now. It's over 1.5 million people dead already. And have you ever seen something in media who talking about this? Nobody cares. Just nobody cares. And it's only one example. In Mali, also the same. You know, Russian private military companies in Central Africa, Central African Republic. Everywhere war happening. Nobody knows about it. Nobody talks about it. So this is a big problem. Mud, deterrence, and armament. Yes, yes. We have already won. How we go, Godspeed? How we already won? How? I think we're on the edge of big problems, and you know, Trump doesn't want this problem happen in his term. This is the biggest problem. It looks like, you know, when patient in bad condition in hospital and doctor's shift is over. He doesn't want this patient die on his shift. He wants to transfer it to the next doctor. This is what's happening. Trump doesn't want something happen on his term. He wants to give this problem to next president, to younger president, and he will deal with them. This is what's happening. That's why he always talking about peace, and he won't stop all wars in the world while he is president. And it's only for 3 years because you know, situation in the world is really explosive. Uh, Wilfred, Trump doesn't know what he is doing. He knows what he is doing. He definitely knows what he is doing. No, really, he is successful. He really stopped some wars. He says 6, but I don't think 6, but at least something he did. And the main historical thing he did for right now, we don't count Ukrainian situation. He destroyed Iranian nuclear program. Nobody could do it for, I think, 2 decades. And Trump decided, and he hit Iranian nuclear program in one day. So it's a lot. NATO superpower. No, NATO is not superpower. American drones are high tech, and the Chinese drones were same high tech, and Ukrainian drones is same high tech, and you know, chips for drones, Taiwan producing, not United States. It's not American. It's only design, engineering, stuff like this, but production is actually located somewhere else, not in the United States. That's why Trump is trying to, you know, to pull them here in the United States, all these companies who producing these chips, because we don't have chips here, and if the war starts, we're not going to be able to get these chips, and we're not going to be able to produce these drones. This is what's going to happen. We already have them. We have robot everything. No, 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 no. You know, in Moscow, we don't talk about China with Asian countries, but in Moscow, all deliveries already on robots. All deliveries. We don't have DoorDash, Uber Eats, because it's not necessary anymore, because it's robots everywhere. Do you see something like this here in America? No. Do you know Bob Lazar? No, I don't know Bob Lazar. Who is it? Cannot tell me. All cardboard tanks within airsoft gear of a battlefield. You know, we're guessing now. First world countries need to Ace saying me. First world countries need to help and force countries to turn into first world war. Okay, Ace. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you that in 19th century, first world countries already tried to do this, and now it calls colonialism. It was colonies when we first world countries trying to fix up third world countries, and now everyone blaming on first world countries about this what we did. Now we're not gonna help because we have this experience, because all these colonies in Africa, for example, they were living way better being colonies when we live now, being independent. And this is, you know, reality. Does Freemasons affect world wars? No, Freemasons, I don't think so. I see where lodges here. No, of course not. We don't need wars, we need money. And wars, we don't bring money, it's only spending money. Uh, cannot say yes, okay, maybe. Which speed, sorry, I'm already tired. Godspeed, which chips America makes? Which, tell me. I don't know what America makes chips. Maybe, yeah, maybe we produce something, but not enough. You know, it's also, Trump was talking about, it's huge factory we're trying to build in Arizona here to produce these chips. And we're trying to move with, you know, manufacturing from Taiwan also here. We spent already like $500 million on this thing, and nothing happening, it doesn't work. And you know, but Apple, just Trump started to talk about these tariffs against China, Apple moved their plants from China to India. And it took only 3 months. And they start to assemble iPhones in India instead of China. And it's already over half year we can't move chip manufacturing here in the United States. So it's crazy. Ace, if it wasn't for UK, Australia could not have been as good as they are now. No, you know, they moved. It's British people moved to Australia. It's you know, Australian nationals almost not exist over there, but in Africa it's different. You see what's happened with Southern Africa now. How it was a Western country like Germany, like you know, like Great Britain, and now it's like Zimbabwe. This is what's happening. The superpower, yeah, DMC, Trump 2028. Trump can't go in 2028. We have to respect our laws and our constitution, because respect to our laws and our constitution makes us America. You know, no, our respect not to presidents, not to people, to our law and order. That's why Donald Trump will not go on 2028. I'm not from Poland. I don't even know where it's located. Okay, guys, so I think I have to go sleep. It's already 1:20 here. The problem with Africa is friends. We still can't let go of Africa. We stuck keeping peace in Africa. We need to go. No, we don't stuck anywhere. We can't afford it. It's Russia now everywhere in Central Africa. But you know, Algeria was a part of France. It's like North Africa. and they left. French government left from where in 60s, and I think it's with Algeria is one like a good example of good experience. But in Central Africa, it's awful. Let's say true, it's awful. Okay, guys, so let me go sleep. It's already too late. I'm already so tired. Thank you. You come to me, and thank you for your questions. Thank you for your likes, and I see you tomorrow. Ace, I see you tomorrow. We're gonna talk. I'm gonna tell some story, something interesting for you guys, because I'm sure it's not gonna be, you know, bright political events, because everyone relaxing now. Okay, guys, thank you. Have a good night.